Family, we've done it again. For me, that would be I'm ready for bed. I'm ready for bed. Got work here. Got to leave the house at 6 a.m. But another thing that I just hit, another milestone I just hit in this alcohol experiment is this one's in military time. It's 10:29. It's 10:29, and for me, I just passed 2 days. I just hit the 2 day milestone, which is 48 hours. And it's crazy because just compared to this morning when I went live, which was about, I can't remember, 2 o'clock or so, 2 p.m., I feel a lot better. A lot of the anxiousness is going away. A lot of the depression or like that dark cloud is going away. Now, I did go to the grocery store and load up on some things that, kind of get you boosted up, um, vitamin C tea. Plus, I had a little cold. There was some great weather outside, and I was out there. I didn't have my neck covered. I was bundled, but my neck wasn't covered. So anyway, on top of fighting a little cold and a cough, I'm also fighting the withdrawals, and the withdrawals suck. And um, I another big thing that happened today that I noticed was I was able to get a bowel movement going, guys. And this is even if you're not this far, not this deep. I hope that my story can be a testament of how you want to be very address your relationship with alcohol aggressively. It didn't start. It was all fun and games for me for many years. I'm so blessed that I'm still alive to have had taken my last shot 16 years after I took my first shot, you know. But on that 15th year, I found Annie Grace, and don't get me wrong, it didn't happen overnight because I wasn't quite ready. There were still a lot of things in there. Without me having my alcohol experiment, which I call this alcohol experiment, where I went on that sober journey and I started to dock. Okay, green for sober days, red for drinking days. I don't know if I'd be ready to stop. That's why I'm loving Annie. Like when she says become sober curious, I used to blow that off like, okay, when we go out tonight, we'll see how many drinks we say we're gonna have compared to, and I'm mocking myself right now, even though I don't sound like that. I didn't really know what sober curious was, but I was curious about what she was saying. I mean, look, before I just got out of the shower a little bit ago, and hope this isn't TMI, but I like to dry off lightly and then kind of air dry. So while I was air drying, I'm reading this, and it was the chapter on the quest for sobriety. And it talks about the descent, but I'm not going to get too much into that. Actually, I'll put it down. And why am I doing these videos? Why am I doing this video? Because when you're coming down from alcohol, it sucks. It's so much easier to go get another bottle, and then so you can go back up. And that can turn into a dangerous cycle because now you're going up, 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 and you're getting all your calories from alcohol, and your body's an incredible machine. It's gonna attempt to balance himself, even if you're not getting that same effect from the alcohol. And now you're drinking more, and now your stomach's in a knot. But uh, I was able to get a bowel today, or some bowels, multiple, to several bowels, and I noticed that especially the last 3 years, that when I've been like I've been drinking heavy a long time, but the last 3 years when my body has been taking it as well, when your stomach's in a knot, oh my gosh, oh, your brain and you want to let your go getter it's not there, but so I just hit however you want to look at it, just hit 48 hours, which I'm pretty proud of. It's a good milestone. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible. Like I've had worse. I've had worse. Like coming down. I've had sometimes where on the third day, delirious the DTS kicked in. No, I'm for real. Hallucinations and even this time around, when I did my last binge from December 21st to December 31st. And that was an experiment in itself. Like, okay, I'm going to get one bottle. No, of course not. And it just gives me so much respect for Annie's work because I was like, I'm gonna have one bottle. I did not have one bottle. I got a handle and I shared my handle and stuff, but once the handle was gone, guess who went back to the store. So if I could just again, this is a freestyle, just a rant. Gonna share everything in my experiments and just everything about my life. Like I've been through a lot, man, and we all have, and I tried to cover up so much with alcohol. I mean, I literally put salt in the wound for like 16 years and lost everything. Like before I got, before I was able to, like start with this little bit that I have here that I'm so grateful for, I had nothing. Nothing. Like I was sleeping on trains or, I need to wash my feet. So I'd call a girl who I knew liked me and might want to, go to the boom boom room. I really just want to wash my feet and get a plate. Like, bro, you 32 years. Oh, come on. So I really do this for people who can relate to this struggle. Is like early on, because as I go in my career, I don't know how long that'll last specifically with alcohol coaching. I hope that 19-year-old me can see 33-year-old me and be like, whoa, 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 I'm good. Because if that was the case for me, if 19-year-old me, let's say I had some time machine, if 19-year-old me could see 33-year-old me, I bet you I think it would have clicked. If that connection was there, and I'd be married with kids right now. But the good news is, since I went through that experience, I know I'm not drinking no more. If I need to come back and watch these YouTube videos to remind myself, just like I do with everything else, I'll do that. So I won't lose it because I've met guys in AA, when I was trying different philosophies way before Annie was even doing this work. Annie, I think she had just started in 2017 when I went to AA classes and I was trying to get my girlfriend back. But it was too late. She had been back in since 2013 for me to stop drinking. 2017, yeah, the twinkle wasn't in her eye anymore. And I'm like, hey, babe, I'm going to, hey, look, I got a coin. She's like, good for you. But the attraction wasn't there anymore. And looking back, it was very painful. But looking back on it, I get it. And I really do this for myself because a lot of times, especially over the past couple years and this year, I look in the mirror and I'm like, wouldn't just a piece of a life be okay? I know at 19 we had aspirations to, and I did it. I actually made a lot of money in my life, so to kind of to have nothing, it can be crazy, If you've ever been to a meeting, you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm not against AA, and he's not against AA. It's just, man, the community there. I was meeting guys who were losing grandkids, man, grandkids. Like, yeah, I couldn't put the bottle down, so wifey wants a divorce. Grandkids asking why when I come over grandpa's and grandpa's not there. Guy had a business. He said it was netting 300,000 a month. No, 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 no. It was a quarter mil a month. You know how much that is, ladies and gentlemen? Not to insult you. $3 million a year. I say what? I lost like 30,000 on lawyer fees, and my girlfriend, I don't know, we on a seesaw, but you said $3 million. If I had $3 million, my girlfriend would be coming back right now. No, I was just playing. It wasn't about the money, but the community there was dope, and then there's also a community here. I know it's just me right now, but if you need anything, man, just reach out. I plan to drop some links in the comments at some point. I don't even have my channel done, y'all. Like, I don't know if I want to call it this alcohol experiment because that's how this started for me, is doing that alcohol experiment where I colored the map and I called it this alcohol experiment, you know. And but then there's another. I had this other idea. I'm like, well, doesn't that make me the alcohol experimenter? So I own this alcohol experiment domain, but I still gotta see if I want to go with that, or because I feel like it's a little conflicting. Like people may be like, okay, this alcohol experiment, it might not click, Um, but the alcohol experiment, the experimenter, or alcohol experimenter, whatever. I'll get both domains and link them to whatever main one I want them to, and yeah, so but I'm still filming, right? But later I'm gonna go back and I'll upload it. But I wanted you all to see it all. You know what I mean? See it all. And I've actually got some feedback too of the beginning. Uh of my last binge, which was December 21st, when I went in the liquor store and bought the handle, yada 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 yada. But I really am passionate, deeply passionate about this topic of alcohol and Annie Grace's work. And when you look at her mentors, like Annie Grace didn't just wake up and do this. She did a ton of research, and then she put Annie Grace on it. So her work is backed by legends in this quest for sobriety. And I'm just paying it forward. Like the last chapter of This Naked Mind, man. The books go hand in hand, if you ask me. Is that the last chapter? Yeah. That's not important, y'all. Bear with me. You know, I'm a little nerdy. Yeah, chapter 24. I was born on the 24th. So weird, I know. Such a nerd, right? I play football too, though. But yeah, so this is just me paying it forward, and like I've always loved helping people, and I want to be a coach. I'm gonna be a coach that helps people get to the next level in their lives, and it looks like it's gonna start with alcohol. I don't think it'll stay there, but for now and definitely at this point, it's gonna be like, hey, man, I want you to see, and not just doing the experiment itself, right? Uh, not just doing the experiment itself, but reflecting on things like when she talks about is right, the difference between normal drinkers and alcoholics, right? Or is moderation possible? Dude, I've stared at that calendar, right? This alcohol experiment that I did, and I said, no, it's not possible. Okay, and that's for the alcoholic, quote unquote, me, the alcoholic, the heavy drinker, all those years. But let's look at the girl who goes out, who has no problem at the end of the night waking up, like, whatever. But she said, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna have a glass of wine, two at the most. She gets hammered. You get me? She her bill $600. She didn't damn near have the Uber home. She woke up in the morning to go get her card sideswiped. That's the nature of a drug. And if you don't think ethanol is a drug, keep listening. Or, come on. And I always laugh about it. Ethanol rhymes with fentanyl, right? Imagine if everybody in society was running around convincing themselves to use fentanyl responsibly. Well, that's where we are. And I've got 16 years of data. All right, and I'll open up with you. Like I said again, Annie used drugs or alcohol. Drug, it don't matter. Annie used alcohol because of social pressures, and not desiring to be accepted. I used drugs, alcohol specifically, to feel love and numb out pain from my childhood. Right, so two different walks, but same result. You know, Annie stopped because her kid was looking at her like, "Ma, get away from me! Your teeth are blue from your wine." And I stopped because I'm like, "Dude, you won't even have a girlfriend at this point." And I want someone I'm equally yoked with. I don't want to date a 21, 22. Like, I don't want to date down um, because I don't want to be drinking because it won't work. Whether I date down, equally yoked, up, whatever, I have no chance at anything until I take this off the table. So y'all, I always try to keep them short, but I always go long. But I don't plan on this to be a humongous channel, but I don't know what's planned. Like right now, I plan for this to be a very, very, very intimate setting, for a while. But who knows, you know. But it's not about that. I care about this, you all. I care about this family. I care about this, ladies. This impacted my life tremendously. And now that I live back in the southeast side of Chicago, where there's liquor stores on every other corner, I see how it's impacting a lot of people. And I know that I might just only make a dent, if that, a little speck. I'll take it though. I know there are some people out there like me who were just suffering and searching, and you know. So I'm gonna get to bed, family. If you all need anything, like I said, I've got a lot of work to do in terms of, I've still got a job. My mentor would say, quit your job. But in terms of my content creation, my content production, I'm not gonna edit. They're going up raw. I don't. I know we're not doing the whole editing thing until later down the road. This is raw, uncut with me, Romeo Jones. You feel me? So I love you all. Drop me a comment. Like, sub, and all the good stuff. Later.